Welcome to old Buddhist philosophy, where timeless wisdom whispers through the rhythm of sacred numbers. What if this sacred month of July isn't just another chapter in your calendar, but a cosmic doorway, a moment carved in the silence of the stars, revealing 6 divine numbers that don't simply guide your fortune, they awaken your destiny. In a world where truth is often drowned in noise, where chaos fills every corner of the mind, the universe still speaks, not with words, but with patterns, symbols, numbers. And if you're truly listening, you've already begun to notice it. Maybe a number has followed you, on receipts, on clocks, in dreams you can't explain. You pause, feel that strange pull. That isn't coincidence. It is frequency, a divine nudge, a sacred alignment, calling your soul to remember what it once knew, that you were born with a purpose, wrapped in patterns the mind can't always see but the heart instantly understands. This is not numerology for prediction, it's numerology for remembrance, for alignment, for realignment. Because deep within Buddhist wisdom, we are told that everything is energy, subtle, pulsing, interconnected, and numbers are the universe's quietest language. When you begin to see them, it means something within you has begun to stir. These numbers don't just represent luck, they represent stages, gateways, lessons, mirrors. They reflect not only who you are, but who you are becoming. Today, as you sit here, you are not here by accident. You were called by something deeper than logic. You were drawn to this message because your soul is ready to rise, to step out of the fog of confusion and into the sacred light of clarity. These 6 numbers, revealed today, are not random, they are messengers, energetic codes for your financial peace, your spiritual alignment, and your soul's evolution. And at the end of this journey, there is one final gift, a bonus number, a master vibration that appears only for those brave enough to truly receive it. But to reach it, we must first walk through the sacred doorways together. So take a breath, settle your spirit, and prepare to begin. Let us start with number 6, the harmony of returning home. In a world addicted to motion, where every moment is filled with noise, speed, and urgency, number 6 emerges not as a command, but as a whisper, a sacred breath reminding you to return. It is not the sound of progress, but the silence of presence. Like a monk's footsteps echoing through an ancient temple, 6 speaks softly to the soul, asking one question: have you forgotten your center? In the teachings of old, 6 is the vibration of the heart, the number of nurture, domestic peace, emotional truth, and divine responsibility. It is the sacred rhythm of the bodhisattva, who does not strive for their own liberation alone, but vows to return, again and again, until all beings are free. In July's sacred wheel, this number marks a karmic return, a cycle closing not with fire, but with gentleness. This is the time to reconnect with what truly matters, not the illusion of more, but the quiet truth of enough. Look around. Where have you overextended? What have you neglected while chasing distant stars? The number 6 asks you to come back to the garden within, to tend to your relationships, to soften into love where once there was armor. It is a number of home, not just the roof above your head, but the emotional sanctuary you've long abandoned in the name of productivity. Your soul is not a machine, your joy is not a metric, and 6 arrives now to help you remember that. In Buddhist philosophy, compassion is not a weakness, but the highest form of power. It transforms karma, heals the unseen, and realigns the spirit. 6 carries that power, quiet, unseen, and profound. It nudges you toward conversations you've been avoiding, forgiveness you've postponed, and self-care you've dismissed as optional. This is a call to recalibrate, to bring your energy back to balance, your priorities back to soul, your goals back to heart. The ancient seers knew this moment would come. Nostradamus once spoke of an era where the loss of human connection would bring spiritual famine. And Baba Vanga, in her mysterious foresight, warned of a time when healing would only be possible for those willing to walk back to love. 6 is that walk. 6 is that healing. 6 is the hand you extend to yourself, to others, the forgotten pieces of your inner world. Let this number be a ritual, not just a reminder. Light a candle, not for wishes, but for presence. Prepare a meal, not in haste, but in gratitude. Seek with kindness not because it's expected, but because your soul remembers its language. In the cosmic script of your life, this number is not a side note. It is the chorus calling you to return. Return to what's real. Return to what's sacred. Return to what lasts. It's not about slowing down for the sake of stopping, but about shifting from pressure to peace, from external ambition to internal abundance. So let the winds of July carry this truth into your spirit. The journey forward now begins with a step inward. And ask yourself, gently but honestly, what are you truly returning to and who will you become when you get there? Number 22, the builder in silence. Some numbers roar with thunder, but 22 arrives like the hush before dawn, calm, deliberate, immovable. It is not a seeker of applause, nor a chaser of light. It is the light. In the realm of numerology, 22 is known as the master builder, not because it constructs with force, but because it aligns with the divine blueprint. It builds what others cannot see. It hears what others are too loud to feel. This number does not chase, it becomes. And in this sacred month of July, its arrival marks a powerful threshold, a transition from dreaming to holding, from hoping to embodying. In Buddhist thought, true creation begins in stillness. Just as the lotus rises through the mud without resistance, 22 rises from within the soul's deepest silence. It is not born from urgency, but from timelessness. The universe watches not how fast you move, but how deeply you align. And 22, in its sacred silence, has watched you. It has seen the choices made in solitude, the sacrifices unseen by the world, the moments where you stood in uncertainty, but did not crumble. All of it was part of your spiritual scaffolding, your quiet architecture. And now, something begins to take form. This number is not an external event, it is internal readiness. You don't manifest 22, you become it. You evolve into the vessel, capable of holding what once would have overwhelmed you. This is the quiet miracle, not that the door opens, but that you are finally prepared to walk through it. July may not bring fireworks, but it brings foundations, quiet alignments, unexpected opportunities, a subtle but irreversible shift. Because now, the inner world you've constructed is finally stable enough to receive the outer blessings. 22 does not dwell in fantasy, it births legacy, it doesn't shout its power, it grounds it. Nostradamus once foresaw a time where only those with spiritual architecture, those who had built their lives not on illusion but on inner truth, would withstand the coming waves. Baba Vanga, too, whispered of souls who would rise quietly, without spectacle, but whose impact would echo across generations. 22 is that soul. 22 is that echo. And you, if you're seeing this, are no longer being called to prepare. You are being called to anchor. So pause, not to question your worthiness, but to recognize your arrival. The time of becoming is transitioning into the time of being. Let go of chasing. Let go of seeking. Let go of proving. You do not need to force anything now. What is aligned will find you. What is yours cannot miss you. The silence around you is not emptiness. It is sacred space clearing the way for what you've been building all along. And so beneath this silent sky of July, ask yourself not what more you must do, but rather, are you ready to hold the reality that your soul has already built? There are numbers that dazzle with brilliance, that call attention with a flash, but then there is the number 8. It does not scream, it does not rush, It hums, softly, powerfully, endless, like a sacred breath spiraling inward. 8 folds into itself, a perfect curve, meeting curve, forming the ancient symbol of infinity. It is not only a number, it is a prayer, carved into the bones of the universe. In the heart of Buddhist numerology, 8 is revered, not just for what it brings, but for how it teaches. It teaches balance, discipline, karmic return. It asks us not to chase fate, but to embody it, moment by patient moment, breath by sacred breath. In this fast-paced month of July, where distractions roar and the outer world spins with urgency, 8 steps in as the unseen monk in the marketplace, serene, unshaken, eternal. It carries the frequency of sustained wealth, but not the kind found in flashes of gold or chance. It is the wealth of the soul, the richness of order, the grounded strength of someone who knows who they are, because they've built it, brick by spiritual brick. In this sacred season, the number 8 invites you inward, not to withdraw, but to organize, not to rush ahead, but to rise with intention, to create systems that hold abundance, rather than chase moments that disappear like mist. Karma lives inside 8, like a river lives inside the mountain. Every action echoes, every intention multiplies. You are not being tested, you are being trusted. Trusted to align your energy with integrity. Trusted to ground your vision into steps. Trusted to become the master of your own vibration, no longer reacting to the winds of change, but shaping the air itself through presence. This number does not bring sudden fortune, it brings sustained elevation. The kind that doesn't crumble, the kind that lasts. Nostradamus once wrote of an age when the foundationless would falter, and only those rooted in clarity would endure. Baba Vanga spoke of souls who would rise, not through chaos, but through unwavering inner law. You are being called to be one of those souls, to move with devotion instead of desperation, to know that success, real success, is the result of small choices, honored over time. It is the energy of the bamboo that grows in silence, its roots expanding unseen for years, until one day it rises, unshakable. So this July, let 8 be your reminder that your greatest strength lies in what you are silently building, that while others seek shortcuts, you are building a sacred structure, that your abundance will not be a surprise, it will be the natural flowering of the truth you've nurtured beneath the surface. Do not rush, do not compare, do not chase, anchor, organize, align. Let every breath you take be a laying of stone. Let every choice you make be a prayer in motion. This is not a moment, this is a becoming. And so the question emerges, like the echo of a temple bell. Will you rise like a spark and fade, or rise like a mountain and remain? Number 27. The whisper of divine timelines. There are moments in life that arrive, not with thunder, but with a silence so profound, it feels like truth itself has knelt beside you. That is the nature of 27. It does not announce itself like a storm. It does not force the door. It arrives gently like the flutter of wind before a prophecy, like a lotus blooming in a still pond. In the sacred language of numbers, 2 represents union, harmony, divine duality, the coming together of soul and purpose, self and soul. And 7, ever the seeker, carries the vibration of inner wisdom, spiritual depth, and the mysterious journey inward. Together they form 27, an echo of divine orchestration, playing in the unseen halls of time. This number is not merely a sign, it is a sacred whisper, a confirmation that what you seek is already making its way to you, not through the speed of your striving, but through the wisdom of perfect alignment. In this sacred window of July, the universe is not late, and you are not early. You are exactly where the stars placed you. The delays, the redirections, the silent waiting, all of it is not punishment, it is precision, it is preparation. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha reminds us, to understand everything is to forgive everything. When you understand the perfection of divine timing, you forgive the wait, you surrender the clock, you begin to walk, not with urgency, but with reverence. Number 27 is not here for the impatient heart, it is here for the soul that knows sacred things bloom in their own season. That karmic doors do not open through force, but through frequency. Nostradamus once spoke of moments hidden in the folds of time, where destinies were woven while men slept. Baba Vanga often foresaw sudden shifts that would only come to those who had waited with pure intent. July carries that very vibration, something forming, not on the surface, but deep within the roots. It is not about action, it is about alignment. You are not being told to do more, you are being asked to trust more deeply, to hold your vision in sacred stillness, to breathe instead of push. For when 27 appears, life is orchestrating what your mind cannot comprehend. The meetings, the miracles, the moments, they are coming, not because you chased them, but because you became ready for them. There is no delay, there is only divine rhythm. The flower does not rush to bloom, the moon does not race to rise, and your path is no different. The universe is not against you, it is tuning you, refining you, loving you in ways you cannot yet name. So in this moment of waiting, this hush between chapters, ask yourself, can you surrender your schedule to the deeper timeline of your soul? There are numbers that don't arrive with thunder, but with a silent precision, like the hand of a monk placing a single stain at the base of a temple. Number 14 is not loud, but it is lasting. It does not shout to be seen, yet it holds within it the quiet strength of sacred architecture. In the language of numerology, 1 is the beginning, the original flame, the divine intent. It is the lone candle in a dark hall, lighting the path forward. And 4 is structure, form, foundation, the sacred order of things. Together, they form 14, the energy of patient creation, the vibration of slow and holy design. This number does not speak to the impatient, it does not court the frantic. It is the path of the soul who has tasted chaos and now chooses clarity. Buddhist wisdom teaches that it is not enough to awaken, you must learn to build from that awakening. The sacred flame of 1 must be sheltered by the protective walls of 4, or it will burn out before it ever lights the world. Number 14 is the reminder that all things divine begin in discipline. July does not ask you to bloom suddenly, it asks you to return to the soil, to reconsider the seed, to water it with silence and vision. This is the number of the hidden worker, the disciplined creator, the master who perfects their art long before the world ever sees it. There is something deeply holy in structure. The universe itself is not random, it is precise. Stars align by sacred law, oceans move with gravitational rhythm, and so must your vision. 14 asks, where are your roots? Not just your dreams, but your rituals, not just your prayers, but your process. It does not matter how brightly your dream burns, if you have no altar to hold it. Nostradamus once hinted that those who quietly prepare would rise when others fall. Baba Vanga foretold a time when humble builders would replace the noisemakers. 14 is that prophecy, embodied. It is the vibration of sustainable legacy, of the healer who shows up every day even when no one watches, of the visionary who chooses consistency over chaos. It rewards you not with applause, but with alignment. It is not sudden success, but sacred stability. It's not fame, but foundation. In Buddhist texts, it is said that a tree with strong roots can weather any storm. Number 14 is your call to root deeply now, so that you may rise truly later. Let this be the month you return to the blueprint. Look at your days. Are they designed for your Dharma, or are they distractions in disguise? Let go of the race. Step into rhythm. Recommit not to intensity, but to intention. Remember, The most profound temples are not built in days, but in devotion. So breathe in and listen. Are your actions rooted in soul or just moving with noise? Are you building something sacred or simply keeping busy? And most importantly, are you planting seeds that time will one day call divine? Bonus number 33, the Master Guide Within. There are moments in life when the universe doesn't speak in whispers, it sings in symbols, and 33 is one of the rarest of them all. Not merely a number, but a sacred bell rung only for those whose souls are ready to rise beyond the self. This is not a number that appears to everyone. It does not follow popularity, nor does it flatter ego. It is reserved for those who have walked through their own darkness, and instead of closing their hearts, kept them open. It is not a reward, it is a recognition that you are no longer merely a seeker, but a guide. In the realm of Buddhist numerology, 33 is revered as the Bodhisattva's frequency, the vibration of the awakened one who returns, not for glory, but to serve. It is the monk who forgoes nirvana to walk among the lost, the healer who gives without needing applause, the teacher who leads not with their voice, but with their presence. 3 is the sacred trinity, mind, body, spirit, doubled. It becomes a mirror, reflecting the soul's readiness to embody wisdom, to share light, to love even when it hurt. This is not the path of comfort, this is the path of quiet mastery. July carries the current of transformation, but when 33 arrives, it does so with a deeper invitation. It asks, can you carry more light? Can your life become a lantern for others? Not through performance, but through alignment. The world needs souls who lead by how they listen, who heal through the energy they offer, who guide not by preaching, but by walking. Baba Vanga once said that the true saviors of the world would not be crowned, they would be disguised as ordinary people carrying extraordinary hearts. If you are seeing 33, you may be one of them. This number does not demand more noise, it calls for more presence. It arrives when your energy is finally strong enough to carry others without collapsing. It does not ask for perfection, it asks for embodiment. You don't need to become someone new. You simply need to remember who you already are beneath the fear, beneath the comparison, beneath the illusion. Your silence has medicine. Your story holds codes. Your way of holding space could be the very healing someone else is praying for. 33 does not arrive to flatter. It arrives to awaken. So if this number is walking beside you now, pause, breathe, feel the weight and the beauty of its message. You are no longer just on the path. You are becoming the path. You are no longer just healing. You are the healer. Your soul didn't come here to compete. It came to uplift, to serve, to illuminate. This isn't about being ready in the world's eyes. It's about being true in your own. The master within you has been waiting. So ask yourself, are you ready to teach by being, not just doing? Can you carry light without needing to be seen? And will you finally step into the role your soul came here to play? If these sacred vibrations stirred something ancient within you, if even one number whispered to a forgotten part of your soul, then do not let this moment pass silently. Type below with presence and power, I welcome abundance. I follow the signs. I am ready to serve. Let this be your sacred reply to the universe, a signal that you have heard the call, that you are no longer sleepwalking through symbols, that you are aligned, aware, and awakening. And if this journey touched your heart in ways words cannot express, tap the heart, share it with a soul you trust, and know you were not guided here by accident. The universe speaks in sacred symbols. Numbers are its divine messengers, and your soul, it knew how to listen. This is old Buddhist philosophy, not just a channel, but a mirror for the seeker within. Your sacred path is not ending, it is only just beginning. Are you ready to walk it?